Hello, everyone, and welcome to another absolutely mind-blowing episode of It Sucks to Be You, the podcast that celebrates humanity's most spectacular failures. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben, your spiritual guide through the graveyard of doomsday predictions.
Today, we're diving into apocalyptic delusion.
Oh boy, what's the end times report?
Harold Camping, the doomsday prophet, who kept predicting the end of the world and kept being spectacularly wrong.
The man who turned apocalypse predictions into a multi-million-dollar business.
We're talking about the radio evangelist who convinced thousands of people to sell their possessions because the world was ending next Tuesday.
And when Tuesday came and went, he just picked a new Tuesday.
This is the mastermind who spent decades calculating the end of the world using biblical numerology.
Spoiler alert, his math was terrible.
If you're enjoying tales of prophetic faceplants, hit that follow button and give us a like.
Let's count down to disappointment.
Meet Harold Egbert Camping, civil engineer turned doomsday prophet.
A civil engineer? That explains the obsession with precise dates.
Born in 1921, Harold co-founded Family Radio in 1958 and built it into a broadcasting empire.
So far, so good. Running a radio network sounds pretty normal.
Over 140 radio stations broadcasting in 30-plus languages, this guy had reach.
That's actually impressive. When did it all go wrong?
1992. Harold published a book called 1994, claiming the world would end in September 1994.
Wait, he put a question mark in the title? Was he hedging his bets?
Even better, he said there was a very high likelihood the world would end. Not guaranteed, just highly probable.
Through careful biblical calculation and numerology, I have determined with very high likelihood that the world will end in September 1994. The mathematical evidence is overwhelming.
Mathematical evidence for the end of the world?
Harold believed he could unlock secret biblical codes using numerology. He assigned numbers to Bible verses and did math.
So he was basically treating the Bible like a giant word problem?
September 6, 1994 came and went. Nothing happened.
Oops, did he admit he was wrong?
Of course not. He revised the date to September 29th.
Let me guess. September 29th also passed without apocalypse?
Nope. So he moved it to October 2nd. 3 strikes, you're not out, apparently.
This is like weather forecasting, but for the end of existence.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of retiring in shame, Harold doubled down.
Oh no, he kept going?
He decided the church age had ended and Christians should leave their churches and listen to family radio instead.
So his failed prediction led him to start his own religion?
Basically. He claimed the Holy Spirit was no longer working through traditional churches.
Convenient. God's not talking to them anymore, but he's definitely talking to me.
But Harold was just getting warmed up. In 2005, he locked onto a new date, May 21st, 2011.
17 years later, and he's still doing this?
This time he was confident. A massive earthquake would strike, the righteous would be raptured, and everyone else gets 5 months of fire and brimstone.
5 months? That's oddly specific for an apocalypse.
He calculated that May 21st, 2011 was exactly 7,000 years after Noah's flood.
Wait, he calculated the date of Noah's flood from a story about a guy building a boat for animals?
Harold's math was very precise. And this time, he went all out with the marketing.
Marketing the apocalypse? This sounds expensive.
Family Radio spent millions on billboards, radio ads, and promotional materials worldwide.
They had a marketing budget for the end of the world?
Billboards everywhere saying the Bible guarantees it, and Judgment Day, May 21st, 2011.
The Bible guarantees that Judgment Day will occur on May 21st, 2011. This is not a prediction. This is a mathematical certainty based on biblical chronology.
Not a prediction, but a mathematical certainty. That's some confidence.
Followers quit their jobs, sold their houses, and donated their life savings to spread the word.
They quit their jobs for the end of the world?
Why would you need a job if the world's ending next month? Makes perfect sense.
Unless, the world doesn't end and you still need to pay rent.
Some believers drove around in RVs covered with doomsday warnings, mobile apocalypse marketing.
Road trip to the rapture. This is getting more absurd by the minute.
As May 21st approached, the world watched with anticipation, skepticism, and amusement.
I'm guessing mostly amusement. What happened on the big day?
May 21, 2011 came and went. No earthquake, no rapture, no apocalypse.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Who could have seen this coming?
Harold disappeared for 2 days. His followers were devastated, confused, and broke.
He went into hiding? That's not very prophetic leadership.
But wait. On May 23rd, Harold emerged with a new explanation.
Let me guess. He miscalculated again?
Even better. May 21st was Judgment Day, but it was spiritual. The physical rapture would happen October 21st.
Spiritual Judgment Day? What does that even mean?
Nobody knows, but Harold was confident the real apocalypse was just 5 months away.
May 21st was indeed Judgment Day, but it was a spiritual judgment. The physical rapture and destruction of the world will occur on October 21st, 2011. This is certain.
The man is unstoppable. Wrong prediction, just move the date.
Most of his followers had given up by then. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Please tell me October 21st was the final disappointment.
October 21st, 2011 passed quietly. No media attention, no excitement, just Tuesday.
Finally. He had to admit he was wrong after 3 failed predictions.
In March 2012, Harold finally admitted his predictions were incorrect and sinful.
Only took him 18 years and multiple failed apocalypses to figure that out.
But the damage was done. People lost their life savings, their relationships, their faith.
Imagine explaining to your kids, "Sorry, honey, no college fund. We spent it on apocalypse advertising."
Harold died in 2013, but family radio is still trying to distance themselves from his legacy.
They moved from California to Tennessee. Geographic relocation, the ultimate fresh start strategy.
Here's the real question. How did an engineer become so bad at calculations?
He treated the Bible like a math textbook. That's like predicting the weather by analyzing Shakespeare sonnets.
Meanwhile, mainstream Christians were literally quoting Jesus, "Nobody knows the day or hour."
But Harold apparently had better math than Jesus. That's some next-level hubris.
Time to score this prophetic disaster. I'm giving Harold Camping a negative IQ score of 666.
Appropriately apocalyptic. When you convince thousands to ruin their lives based on failed math, that's peak wrongness.
If you've enjoyed our journey through doomsday delusion, hit that follow button.
And remember, if someone claims to know when the world will end, they don't.
Until next time, I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben, reminding you that it really sucks to be you. If you spent your life savings based on an apocalypse that never came,